Okay, so welcome to episode 17 of Visionary Thoughts. I hope you're blessed by the previous episodes. And yeah, as always, I have something new, something exciting for you in this episode. I'm going to be talking about foresight. I'm going to be talking about foresight. So, in simple terms, foresight is just having the ability to see what will happen in the future, or having the ability to just discern, what will happen in the future or what we need in the future. That's basically foresight. And this issue of foresight is very interesting. It's something that I believe a lot of people need to know about, because it's a sign of wisdom, and it's also a sign of maturity. And what do I mean by that? We live in a society which, sadly, we're living in a society which doesn't honor God. We're living in a society that, is all about living your life. It's all about getting wasted. It's all about just doing crazy things, just doing crazy things just for the sake of it. You've seen people out here drinking, you've seen people out here sleeping around, you've seen people out here doing drugs and all sorts of things, and they don't have any care in the world. They don't care about their future. They don't care about their destiny. They don't care about the generations that are coming afterwards. And the sad part is that, I remember there's something I shared on Facebook not too long ago on my timeline. There's something I called the baby theory. So, to a baby, the most important thing to a baby is breast milk and porridge. For them, that's all they love. That's all they know. Breast milk, porridge, like that's their life. That's what they love at that age. When that baby turns maybe 8, you realize that maybe they want to play with toys. You realize that at 8, you'll find them maybe wanting snacks, and those little things that we used to enjoy, playing with toys, snacks, sweets, and whatnot. That's what was important for them at that time. They just wanted snacks. They just wanted toys. But guess what? When that baby turns 20 years old, do you think they're still going to want milk, breast milk? Do you think they're still going to need porridge? Do you think that person is going to be playing with toys at 20 years old? And yet, when that 20-year-old was a baby, that's the mindset that they had. Milk is the most precious thing. It's so sweet, it's so delicious. Porridge is the most precious thing. That 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, toys. I just love toys. Toys are the most important thing to me. Snacks are the most important thing to me. But guess what? When that child turns 20, you realize that mindset has changed. And that mindset has changed. But then, if you look at them when they were young, they never really thought that, things would change. For them, like, this is it. This is what brings satisfaction and enjoyment in life. But when they got older, their mindset changed. So this is the same thing. You can pick wisdom from growth, from human thinking, from brain development. Guess what? The people who are drinking right now, this is the time this is the time they should be starting businesses. This is the time they should be saving money. This is the time they should be winning souls. This is the time they should write books. But you know what's going to happen? For them, all they're thinking is, I want to go to the club. I want to go chill. I want to bang that girl. I want to do all these crazy things. But one day, that person who's maybe 20, 25 years old, 27, 22 years old, or whatever, one day that person is going to wake up in their late 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, and that mindset of chilling, that mindset of partying will not seem as exciting as it once was. You get it? The way you viewed alcohol at 20 years old, the way you viewed clubbing at 20 years old, the way you viewed sex at 20 years old may not be the same way you view it at 40 years old. And guess what? Once your mind changes, once you realize, say, oh my goodness, I should have started a business when I was 20. Look, now I'm suffering. Oh my goodness, I should have written those books when I was 25. Now look at me now. Oh my God, all these things I could have done in my youth, but now I'm not able to do them. And you know what the sad part is? Even when that person comes to realization, they can't go back. There's no rewind button. There's no rewind button. Those years are already gone. You get it? So foresight is very important to say, okay, what's going to matter in the next 5 years? Where am I going in the next 10 years? What am I going to leave? I'm going to have a family. What am I going to leave for them? You know, what things do I want to do for God right now? So as a human being, it's important to see the future. Don't just look at yourself now. I know we live in a society that says, no, live in the moment. You only live once. Enjoy yourself. You know, those slogans that people use before they do silly things. You know, you only have one life, you need to live it, and blah blah blah. Guess what? Such people don't have foresight. They're living in the now. They're living in the now. And I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy your life now. Of course, you can enjoy your life within the right confines, But it's very important for us to have foresight. It's very important for us to sit down and reflect and say, you know what, where am I going? Where am I going? Who will I be in the next 5 years? What am I building right now which will work for me in the next 10 years? But it's sad to see a lot of young people right now who don't even care about their future. They don't care about where they're going. They don't think of starting businesses. They don't think of writing books. They don't think of winning souls. They don't think of utilizing their gifts. They don't utilize their talents. You know, for them, it's just now, I'm enjoying myself. Guess what? When you come to that realization, you can't go back. You can be clubbing out of your mind for the 10 years straight. You can be drinking your money away. You can be doing all this, sleeping with all the women that you see. The day you realize that, oh my God, I wasted my youth, you can't go back. You can't go back. And that's the sad part. So this is where foresight comes in. Before you do anything crazy, you know, before you make important decisions, sit down, think through, where am I going? How is this going to benefit me in the future? You know, sometimes you'd say, no, you're too uptight, you're too serious. No, don't be boring, enjoy your life, you know, all those things. But guess what? You bear fruit. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. No matter what, you reap what you sow. So it hurts me, it hurts my heart when I see people who are living without any thought of the future, you know, in the name of I'm just enjoying myself. In the name of let me just do what I want. You know, and yet there's life. There's life ahead of us. There's life in the next 20 years. There's life in the next 10 years, in the next 30 years, in the next 40 years. You know, what are you going to leave behind? What legacy are you going to leave behind? And what are you doing now to enhance your future? You know, and sometimes you can even just investing in prayer. Prayer is an investment. Prayer is an investment. Taking time to read books, grow your mind. You know, there are people who are doing all sorts of crazy things. All sorts of crazy things right now. Instead of feeding yourself with knowledge, you're feeding yourself with alcohol. You're injecting drugs in yourself. You're going out clubbing. You're doing all sorts of things. There are people who are investing in knowledge right now. There are people who are investing in prayer. There are people who are developing themselves. There are people who are planning their future. I want to start a business. I want this business to make so much money. I want to develop this society. I want to develop the world. With the time that youths, I know a lot of people, right? They're very young, early 20s, you know, late teens, and they're doing amazing things. And you'll see who they will be in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You'll see the kind of life that they're going to live years from now because of what they're doing in their youth. Because believe me, once you come to that realization, say, oh my God, I wasted so much time. I wasted so much time. I could have done so many things. You can't go back. You can't go back. You can't go back. There's no rewind button. As loving as God is, there's no way. No time. Time is precious. There's no way God will say, okay, no, I'm giving you a second chance. Go back. He will just be merciful with you. And of course, he will help you along the way. You will learn from your mistakes and all that. But you can't go back in time. Either way, you can't go back in time. If you wasted 20 years of your life, you can't go back and get them. So if you are here and you are a youth, use these years wisely. Use these years wisely. Don't live reckless. Don't live like there's no tomorrow. Don't live like you just don't care. Don't live as someone who doesn't have vision, someone who doesn't have wisdom or foresight. That's not the way to live. That's not the way to live.